Now, while we tirelessly wait on those rumours of Apple smart glasses, there's one pair of glasses that have hugely impressed me for how differently and stylishly they do, well, everything. These are the Even Realities G2s, the upgrade to their G1s, and well, they don't even really look like tech. Okay, hey, it's Simon, and I've been using these Even G2 glasses and the R1 Ring now for the better part of 4 months. No cameras, no speakers, no colour display. On paper, that all reads as a worse pair of smart glasses than what else you could get. But for me, actually, in daily life, it's been one of the most understatedly and unexpectedly capable pieces of tech I've used for ages. And when my friends put them on, the reaction is always entertaining. So, after 4 months of real life wearing these things to do everything from augmented meeting notes to singing to Spotify and, coding from my face, this has made me ask, are smart glasses quietly becoming a serious everyday option that you don't look like a douche wearing? Or is this just a kind of beautiful and weird niche? First of all, I think Even delivered one of the most satisfying and premium unboxing experiences that I've had in ages. Beautifully considered and ticks both the form and function boxes very nicely. A quick disclosure while we do that, Even did send them to me to test, and I get to keep them, partly because they've actually put my prescription in them, so that's nice. But they are, however, not paying me any money beyond that, and have not shaped what I'm about to tell you. Just as well, because I do have a few criticisms, as well as overall, spoiler, loving these things. And I also have, well, a bit of a confession that I need to make to you towards the end about how I'm occasionally cheating on these with another pair of smart glasses that just win in certain areas. But first, to that point, Even Realities propose a really interesting idea with these things: undisturbed connection. Here's my context. Most smart glasses today, that Ray-Ban Metas included, are basically a phone bolted to your face with a nice interface. They want you to capture, post, stay plugged in and make stuff happen, and potentially feel uncomfortable about filming other people. The G2s go the other way. Tiny projectors in the arms of the glass create a heads-up display out in front of the viewer, like you're peering into the Matrix. It's literally Matrix green. It's quite, well, disarming at first use, but once you get used to it, it feels really natural and makes this much more of a useful tool for work than many of these smart glasses can be. I mean, I can see it right in front of me now. Beyond that though, there's no camera, there's no sound or speakers. Now, to a lot of you, that might sound like a downgrade from Meta's offering, but for anyone trying to claw back a bit of attention, it's the whole point. And these are really, I think, targeted at a much more serious everyday use case. So you can control the glasses on the rear of the arm by double tapping the little sensor. You can single tap to move into different pages and hold to hit the main menu, and then double tap to come back out. You can also slide your finger forward and back to navigate. Whilst pretty subtle and beautifully easy to use, tapping the side of your head regularly might look a bit daft to some people, but that doesn't matter, since by far the best way to control these glasses is with the Even R1 Smart Ring. You should price this thing in. If you're thinking about buying these glasses, it's definitely a good move. It's a ceramic ring that scrolls menus, selects, dismisses notifications with a thumb, tap, and swipe against your finger, all the same controls. It feels really natural, somewhere between a control and a fidget toy. You have to wear it on your index finger. But it's also a smart ring, a health tracker. It does your steps, sleep, heart rate, SpO2. But I will be straight with you about this one. I think the step count on this comes in meaningfully lower than my iPhone or other smart rings, so I don't fully trust it for an accurate tracking of that just yet. It will not replace an Aura or an Apple Watch for serious training, but having that data in the same ecosystem is really handy, and I think when they get this nailed in, this would be my ideal ring if you're wearing these, because the control mechanism is fantastic. Even has started giving the new ring new tricks as well, from app control to new Tesla unlocks. If you like that kind of thing, this is cool. Now, of course, these are set up and connected via Even's mobile app, really nicely done with a lo-fi simplicity that reminds me of the Nothing brand. It's where you tweak things like the distance and position of what you see in front of you on the display, but you can select settings, connect devices, select apps in the Even hub. Now, the biggest barrier to smart glasses is that they look like smart glasses. The G2s, well, they just don't. This is a sleek, really thoughtfully designed piece of eyewear. I mean, they've clearly consulted eyewear people, not tech people. And I think with this new kind of flat top edge that they've changed from the G1s, it's far easier to wear than the round panto shape they had before. There's also a rectangular version that are closer to what I'm wearing here, but I like these. These have got a little bit of an edge, I think. This means that they've gone for wearability and everyday looks first, and then made the tech fit to that. And I don't think that's compromised anything. When I first put them on, my partner thought I had just got a pair of new glasses, not that I was testing tech. And she liked them, so that's good. These have a magnesium alloy front, titanium temples, 36 grams. Now, this chunky pair of Jack Mary Marge easily weigh more than these. These are super comfortable and really light frames. And I'm actually often swapping to these when it's hot because they stay on my face better. I sweat a bit too much. And after a day's wear, I don't have marks on my nose really. It looks great. And these are IP65 water resistant too. So rain on a, school run is a non-issue. Now, despite this very natural frame design and the way that they've shaped these to hide the weight of where the tech goes, you don't really see it when it's on, there is a small giveaway perhaps, which is the way the light will catch the two little windows that hold the display, and sometimes you can see that little bit of green as if you're peering into the matrix from certain angles. That is, however, fixed very easily in the sunshine with the very nicely done clip-on sunglasses. And these clip-on lenses are super easy to add, and I think they look pretty cool. And to be honest, I'll often find myself picking these up just as sunglasses, not as tech. Now, with all that said, it's not a flawless experience, but it is brilliantly executed design. When you are moving a lot and running around, walking around, obviously the screen moves with you, so it's not that easy to read. But to be fair, it's probably a better idea to stand still while you're reading the news. In bright sunlight, it is slightly less clear, but that's where these come in, and it's all fine once you've got the sunglass clip-ons on there. And again, the headline still stands. You put them on and forget that they are smart. And that, I think, is the highest compliment you can give a piece of wearable tech. So that's all cool. They're great glasses. Let's see what they can do. So this is the clever part. I double tap the ring and a green monochrome projection displays. Even calls it the HAO 2.0. It's brighter and sharper than the G1 model, invisible when you're looking ahead, and it's there the second you glance up. Time, battery, notifications, news, and a main menu of a bunch of apps that I'll show you in a moment. But the features I actually lean on most are navigation, turn-by-turn direction as a heads-up display floating around you as you travel with a compass. Really cool. No staring down at your phone like a lost tourist. They only allow this for cycling and walking though, but I love it in London. Now, there is a teleprompter. Your script scrolls in your vision, and I'm using it to remember this very spec list right now. Translate, the G2s have 4 microphones now, making them far better than the G1 model that came before them. And that means it picks up your voice very clearly in a noisy room. Now, it's really fun to use when you're abroad in translate mode. It's like a universal translator. It works very well. And I also love the curated news feed while sitting on the train, staring into the distance, well, the middle distance anyway. But since I got these, there's been a big software change since launch, and that is to Conversate 2.0, which now has prep notes. So Conversate is probably my favorite of all of the things. The glasses listen to your conversation, so it's a way of transcribing meetings. But when a term or context information comes up that you may not know about, the glasses gives you a little note on what that person's talking about. So you can look like you are super clever in a lot of areas. Tell me what you make of that in the comments. And of course, you get a summary on the app at the end, so you have all of your notes in one place. It's just one of those things where you're going to have to be a good person and tell people you are recording them, right? This is where this stuff gets a little bit difficult. One of my favorite unexpected use cases that I keep finding myself using is to run Conversate on the G2s in a meeting or a talk, or while I'm watching some research on the computer like this, and I can use my iPad alongside it. Now, if you know me, you know I love using the iPad as it's intended, as a digital notebook. Say I'm watching something like this, Hannah Fry's really cool recent video on AI agents. Even flags the key terms and feeds me context in the moment. and I know that the transcript and summary are waiting for me afterwards. That leaves me to work directly in Notability as it happens, drawing up mind maps, sketches, reflections, next steps, whatever my thinking or the project needs. It then syncs across all of my devices so that I know the notes follow me everywhere, and increasingly this have become a really nice default to make sure I capture anything while staying present and actually being critical and thinking in the moment. So it's tech that kind of takes over, but you're able to stay more focused in the moment. It's really cool. Notability too. Now, I love that you can add your prep notes and see them while you're in meetings, but I will be honest, I have not tried these in serious meetings with people I don't know. That just was a little bit of a step. I've got to get used to it, but I've used it with friends and I've used it at dinners and it's really fun. We also have the classic Hey Even interface. It just popped up a little interface in front of me as I said that. And this allows you to bring up the built-in AI interface. It's pretty good for answering questions or adding things to your task list particularly, but until we can directly access third-party LLM models like Claude directly in the glasses, I'm going to leave that where it is. I genuinely can't see that being far away though, particularly now that you can watch a live AI coding agent approve its actions and keep work moving straight from your glasses. So I know a lot of coders and developers these days are checking in with Claude remotely and sending it on its merry way, and you can do it from your glasses now. And even has since added multi-session support so you can keep an eye on several agents at once. Stepping away to make a coffee while your agent runs and pings your glasses for a yes or no is the closest thing that I think most people will have felt to living in the future or being a low-budget Bond villain. And I say that because the G2s are turning up in the latest 007 First Light video game. Okay, next is the development that really shifted the G2's potential. In April, Even opened the Even Hub. This is really cool. It's an app store built into the glasses for glance and go displays rather than phone screens squeezed onto your face. But what's really cool about this is every time I look at it, there's like another ton of options and apps. They've got this thing called OcuClaw, for example, which allows you to plug in via the OpenClaw gateway and essentially be able to set up models like Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT as an agentic assistant on your glasses. You can view your Notion databases on your glasses, right down to stopwatches and F1 calendar dates, lifestyle stuff, shopping lists, the Bible's in there, the Quran is in there. I mean, everything you need. Hands-free cocktails step by step. It's kind of an open source place where developers are just adding their items. But the one I did not expect to love is this, Display Music Plus. And it shows you your Spotify playlists and allows you to sing along to the lyrics. Now, I've really enjoyed this whilst driving and playing music because it's not too distracting. You can flick between your tracks and sing along while you drive. It's very good. It is gloriously silly and I have used it more than I would like to admit. There is plenty more though. Transit times, hands-free workout guidance, and even recently an e-book reader. So you could technically read any book on the glasses. The app interface is pretty simple. You can connect the glasses and the ring here. You can view the positions by checking through these distances, and you can adjust the height of the window in your eyes to make it simple. And you've got silent mode on and off. The dashboard, you can set what stocks are in your stocks, what news you want to see in your news feed. You can edit the menu, moving different things. Particularly that's useful now that we have all the new apps in the app hub, and you can take a look at, for example, your conversation. So here you can see full summary of the discussion we had about the actual glasses here and the transcription of the conversation. It's properly cool. And I would think if you go into these, you have the option to export them as PDF, text, and documents. Really, really cool. Now, the real catch, when I first looked at this app, the launch was a bit rough. A lot of the apps were a little tricky to install. It was a bit buggy at times, but I guess that's what comes with being on the cutting edge. And over just the last month and a half, the improvement and variety and options of what's there has been really fantastic. And to be honest with you, it comes thick and fast with updates and installs. So it's really cool to check them out. Okay, my transition lenses are brown right now because I've popped outside to get these from my bike. Here's my little confession. For all my love of Even's restraint, I will admit there is still a very clear use case where I'm reaching for the Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2. The reason is kind of brilliant and kind of niche. My motorcycle. Inside my helmet, the Meta's open ear speakers give me spoken turn-by-turn navigation and great sounding music with no screen and no phone in sight, and it's brilliant. So sometimes the sound alone is better than the visuals alone. And the G2s with no speakers at all, that's kind of the point. They're brilliant for that reason. And whilst you can navigate on the G2s with that brilliant navigation system with the heads-up display, which in many ways is better than this, it's only for cycling and for walking, because for driving, I guess they think that's a dangerous thing or they weren't allowed to justify it for that, which is where Google Maps on these, speaking to you just from your standard phone interface, is actually really good. So silence is the entire philosophy of these glasses. I would argue that the best thing about these is it's audio only. And on a bike, well, I kind of guess silence is the one thing you don't want. Now, one of the great advantages of the G2s is there is no camera. People don't get freaked out by that little camera in the corner. On a motorcycle trip, I love taking candid shots of my mates while we're riding. So it's ups and downs, isn't it? So after months of wearing the Even G2s, are they the future of eyewear? These are a great pair of smart glasses and really do feel like the only pair that you can wear all day and not feel self-conscious about wearing tech on your face. They also offer some truly useful tools when you want them. Great for knowledge workers and particularly for people who might want to attend events and speak regularly and get their notes in front of them. This could be really interesting. It's going to take a little while to get used to this kind of interface and make it feel natural and everyday, but I really think that wearable tech is the route that tech is going. Come on, Apple, show us what you've got. And let me know in the comments what you make of them. And you should probably watch this video next for my top everyday carry items that would just pair beautifully with any of this stuff. See you on the next one.